Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Scientology Money Project on YouTube with your host, Jeffrey Augustine. We have quite a story tonight. This is a big, major lawsuit that I want to talk about, and I have a particular. This one is major, and it's basically we discussed last year chargebacks 9/11 in Florida, owned by Scientologist Gary Cardone, the twin brother of Grant Cardone, and his ex-wife, who's not a Scientologist. Her PR called me when I did the first chargebacks 911. They settled with the Federal Trade Commission, and they agreed not to do certain types of business. And I've covered that. And I'll put the link of what they did. They had to pay. I'm surprised they weren't criminally charged. That was my opinion. And but this one's going to be this one could go criminal. It's bad news when you get sued like this, and it involves scamming. Basically, Chargebacks 911 is a company that if you're a merchant and you get chargebacks, they'll fight to get the chargeback reversed. So in the real world, if I buy if I buy a product and it doesn't work per the ad, I can send it back and get the charge reversed. That's how a legitimate merchant works. But in this case, there were scammers selling skin creams. And we're going to review the fraud just to I want to show you what Chargebacks 911 did, Chargeback 911, and Grant Cardone and Monica Eaton, they're divorced. Gary left the company. He founded it along with Monica, but then he left. He's running some other companies. So we're going to go over the fraud. Before we jump into this, pour yourself a drink and relax. I'm going to try to cover this without being too dense. If you have questions, pop in. I want to welcome everyone who's here. And just basically, we're going to go over the fraud. Okay, so this is part of my Keeping Up with the Cardone series, whether it's Gary or Grant Cardone. Hey, Gary. So basically, what I said, and this was covered, this is that basically Chargebacks 9/11 allegedly aided and abetted almost $250 million in internet fraud through fighting to get, fighting when you used your credit card online. They would fight for the scammer clients they had. Media Group, the government sued. They went after. They had to forfeit $74.5 million. Apex Capital, $60 million. F9 Advertising, $98 million. $233 million. That's the size of the fraud they helped abet. Now, what we're going to talk about, this case earlier from the from the Federal Trade Commission is one case. This is a brand new case. It's Civil RICO. It's racketeering, and it, among other things, alleges that Chargebacks 911 engaged in bank fraud, wire fraud, money laundering. So this is serious stuff. This is the big leagues, and I'm going to just show you the evidence. Yeah, it's going to get big. So this is the allegation is that the Chargebacks 9/11 and just let me bring this up. No, that one's not going to be big enough. The allegation is that they engaged in racketeering with scammers, and they defrauded people of a lot of money. And so we're just going to get back to this, so you can see the scam that the Federal Trade Commission first addressed before this new Civil RICO case. And it's been going on, but we're going to get through this. But I want to show you how the scam works. So these are the customers, and this is showing almost $250 million. That's what they were involved in. And the way this works is a scammer markets, promotes, sells, and ships bogus keto products online. This lawsuit involves keto products, not the skincare products of the earlier case, but keto was mentioned in the earlier case. So what you need to do, and this is busy, but basically you need a merchant ID to take credit cards. So these scammers would set up a series of corporations, each of which had numerous, maybe over 100 merchant ID numbers. Because if you get chargebacks, you have to keep, so to get chargebacks, you have to keep it under 1% to keep your standing in with a credit card company. So the idea is, if you're going to scam, hundreds of thousands of people, you're going to need a lot of corporations. And then what Chargebacks 911 did on the back end, they load balanced. So going back to this chart, if let's say Corporation A, merchant ID account number 1 was nearing 1%, they would just switch the the payments online to merchant ID 2, merchant ID 3 as needed. So they get across the board. This is one company with all these corporations and merchant IDs. Chargebacks 911, it's alleged, had the logins to all these, and they would monitor the chargebacks to keep everything under 1%. So they would spread the risk. So they would load balance. And they acted in concert. The lawsuit I'm going to show you alleges. And that's how the whole scam works. As long as you can load balance, there's ratios. And I'm going to show you some more data. Now, here's how it works. A free exclusive trial of an amazing product is offered. This is a skincare product. And limited quantities only, time pressure to buy. You pay $4.99 for shipping and handling. It shows that low out of stock. Your card's billed $99. You get the product, don't like it because you thought you were paying $4.99, right? But your card's billed $90. You file a credit card dispute. Chargeback 911 gets to work on behalf of its scammer, its clients. So in the meantime, you're getting additional monthly shipments. So the screen you're looking at is how you bought it. You would hit complete checkout and the green box there, and you would check out. Normally, you would go like on Amazon, you go to a screen where you look at the order before you're charged. You get to review it. Here, you check out and you're checked out, and that's it. And that button, that green complete checkout button, Chargebacks 911 was able to, it's alleged, again, this is all alleged, but the evidence is pretty substantial. So that green complete checkout, you could just go into the website and assign that checkout to any of your merchant ID accounts. So that's how you load balance the scam. So as long as you kept chargebacks under 1% and you had hundreds of merchant ID accounts, that little green box was the key to it all. You just, you go in, if one of your merchant ID accounts is at 80%, you just switch over to another account that's at 0 because you haven't used it. And then you just change where the money's routed. So the credit card company doesn't know. They also used fake celebrity endorsements claiming that some of these products had been on Shark Tank and other things. So that's the scam. And what happened when you call, you're mad, you're supposed to pay $4.99 and you get your skin cream. Now, this is a Adelina skin cream, right? However, when you are charged $99 or $90, and you thought it was $4.99 per this, what Chargebacks 911 did is they would send what's called a representment. They would tell your credit card company, no, this is what you looked at online, and all the terms are disclosed. This is called a representment. So Chargebacks 911 would fraudulently send credit card companies a fake representment. You looked at this and saw this. Now your American Express card got this. Let's see if you used Amex. So Amex got this. You looked at this. You would never know that Chargebacks 911 sent this to Amex. Amex would therefore deny you your refund. In the meantime, you kept getting shipments because it's impossible to cancel. So you as a consumer see this, but you never know this is what Monica Eaton and Gary Cardone and their people were sending to the credit card company. So this was false and misleading. This was just fraud. Call it what it is, fraud. And so they lied to credit card companies. And like I said, the credit card companies, when they got too many chargebacks, they could just switch. That's the essence of the scam. You use 3 slides, you get to see the scam. Now, Federal Trade Commission, Attorney General's office moved in against global e-trading, and they're doing business as chargebacks 911, 911. Gary Cardone and Monica Eaton were named. They were defendants. This was a complaint for permanent injunction, monetary relief, and statutory relief. And they really, this was published. You can go to the Federal Trade Commission and see the earlier case. This was the FTC case against them. And they paid, they really got a slap on the hand, and they promised not to work with scammers for 5 years. But some of the victims of their scams just, got this rolled up into a civil RICO, which is quite an amazing thing. So Apex Capital Group, you can see they had to pay $60 million in fines as part of it. So there was racketeering going on, because Chargebacks 911 was involved. They were enabling these frauds. Media Group signed a stipulated order. They had to pay fines. But see all these different companies? Now, follow me as I go back. Okay. Remember I showed you the green box? The green box is the key to the fraud, because the green box could be assigned to any company, corporation, shell company, merchant ID account. So I wanted to show you this slide. Media Group alone had all these Wyoming-based companies and UK-based companies. I put the Wyoming on the left and UK-based. Here in the United States, Wyoming is becoming a capital of fraud, scams, money laundering. And it's disgusting what Wyoming's doing and what it's letting itself become. And I think Wyoming's in for probably action by the Department of Justice for what it's doing. So anyway, this is and what's alleged in the new Civil RICO against Chargebacks 911 is that they knew all this and they had all the logins, so they could log in and do things. So look how much you do once each of these companies, say, has 10 to 20 merchant ID accounts. You just run the math, you have hundreds of accounts to switch through the load balance, so your chargeback stand at 1%. So if NutraFirst LLC gets at 80%, it gets near that 1%, you just switch it over to Single Track Solutions. If it's offshore, you have UK-based companies. So this is how it works. Hi, Adorable Anarchy, Warrior Queen. So this is how the scam works. You can see it's based on ratios and just spreading your risk. And this was interesting because this is an account, one of the companies, 74 million in forfeiture. And then one of their clients, Global Krishna Pai, owner of F9, as it turns out, he actually forfeited $94 million, I believe. He received, as I understand it, and I don't have the sentencing memorandum, but it was 20 years in prison. So 233 million in forfeiture the government obtained to benefit consumers who were ripped off. One of the criminals, Gopal Krishna Pai, it's an interesting name, he got 20 years in prison. Who else got 20 years in prison? Scientologist David Gentili just got sentenced. He'll probably be getting 20 years, along with his accomplice Jeffrey Schneider and GPB Capital. So I'm going to show you something from LinkedIn. This is from a law firm that got the Civil RICO going. And I have no relationship to them. I haven't talked to them. So I'll disclose that. I don't have any relationship to this firm. I want you to read what this law firm posted, who's handling the class action on behalf of the class of people that were harmed by Chargebacks 911 and Monica and Gary. This, I read a lot of stuff. This thing jumped out at me. It's post 32. And like I said, I have no relationship with this company in any capacity. And I got this off of Google. So, okay, now let's make that large. And we're going to read from this. Okay, this is the law firm is Newber Covey. I hope I'm getting that right, Mr. Newber. I assume the K is silent. Okay, he says, and this just, he says, happy to announce that Newber and Covey has just been certified as class counsel in a RICO class action against Chargebacks 9/11, a large Florida company that provides chargeback dispute and mitigation services. We expect damages to exceed $70 million, with mandatory trebling under the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act and prejudgment interest. Did you see that? 70 million with mandatory trebling. That's $210 million. The class action was certified against Monica Eaton, the current CEO of the company, and the former CEO and brother of real estate influencer Grant Cardone. Wow, Grant Cardone, you get some PR there that you probably are not going to put in your stats. But look at that. This is under RICO, they went 70 million with mandatory tripling under RICO. That's RICO's powerful law in the U.S. And Mr. Newber notes the same company settled an FTC action last year involving similar allegations and was required by the settlement to exit the so-called high-risk verticals entirely. That high-risk verticals is scammers. And this class action is part of a series of lawsuits our firm filed to clean up fraud in the payment processing industry, which primarily affects senior citizens. True. We have settlements of between 7.5 million and 10 million. But this one, this goes to Chargebacks 9/11 is accused of creating a program called a VAP, which is, we're going to get into, it's a value added product, I think, value added program. And so they have, this is a keto diet pills. And I'll post the link here. This is worth reading. And he explains what I just went through. And they have so many emails. They have so many emails, so much proof. Yeah, this case involves accusations that what one participant in the alleged scheme called a decoy website was used to prevent major banks from knowing what consumers were actually seeing. And that's what I said earlier. There were decoys. There were decoys in this. And that was what I showed you earlier, where the decoys were, you saw this, right? And that green box could go to hundreds of accounts, hundreds of merchant ID accounts with different companies. You saw this. This was the decoy. They sent the bank that, your credit card that. So Newber has it right. And we're going to go, so you can see that there's all this fraud going on online, which is why, Karen and I buy on Amazon, and we buy, like, you can make certain payments online, like utility payments online, but unless we really know a company like LADWP, our Los Angeles Department of Water and Power, the gas company, that kind of stuff, where where the card is. We would never click something online. It's because, and even Doug Doring, the late Doug Doring of ABC Mouse, he created a scam. It was called a Roach Motel. That's another scam where your credit card goes in, but it's almost impossible to cancel. So ABC Mouse, Age of Learning, the late Doug Doring owned it. He was charged, and the company was charged. They paid a $10 million fine. It's one of those things where the government comes after you wanting a $10 million fine. You don't fight it. He wrote the check. And he was a crook. Doug Doring was a crook. That's why you can put ABC Mouse was running a scam with the Roach Motel, and I'd covered that as well under the heading of lies and legal matters. So I want to go to, no, I'm not going to go there. I want to go through part of the complaint because it's mind blowing. So let me go back to that LinkedIn thing. If you want to, well, I'll post the link, like I said, but just to go over one more time, because I when I read that, it was pretty amazing. Okay, so we have damages 70 million, mandatory trebling RICO. So this is unlike the Federal Trade Commission. This is real work, well done by Newper and Covey. And like I said, the evidence is just overwhelming. So yeah, they're looking at 210 million. I personally, again, will reiterate, I'm wondering when it goes criminal. That's what happened with GPB Capital Holdings, owned by Scientologist David Gentili. It began with civil lawsuits, and then lawsuits from states' attorneys general, and then it became criminal. So my prediction is that this goes criminal because he's just too big. Thank you, Shar. That's very nice of you to say. And what I'm trying to do, yeah, it is always worse than you think. I mean, Aaron Smith Levin has been covering Emily Armstrong and Lincoln Park, and I've got some phone calls on that because I was there when Emily was in the courtroom. I've been asked to comment on that. So Scientology has so many tentacles, but this scam, the evidence is 10x, yeah, and the damages are going to be trouble, and I don't think they're going to get out of it. So I have, I want to show you. Let me see where I had this prepared for you. Okay, we're going to go. That's the lawsuit. Oh, and this is the class certification. Something that's really hard to get in a lawsuit is a class certification. To get something certified as a class action. And I'm going to show you what the legal stuff looks like. And this is to help educate you. Every lawsuit will have a case number, a caption, and this is exactly what I want to take you to. Now, this is why documents, you call them receipts if you want. I just call them documents. So this is United States District, Middle District of Florida, Tampa Division. So you can go on Pacer and get it and sometime I'll do a video and show you how to go on to Pacer to get legal documents. So this was filed, as you can see at top in blue, August 13. There was a motion for a stay to contact the class action members, and I was waiting to do this live stream until I knew a couple of things, and so the court ruled to go ahead, regardless of, I think it's the Second Circuit had put a stay on something, but the court ordered it to move ahead. And again, you can see Global E-Trading LLC, doing business as Chargebacks 9/11, Gary Cardone, Monica Eaton, and the lead plaintiffs are Janet Sealer and Charlene Bavinkoff individually. So there's the case number. And they fought this. If I went on Pacer and showed you, there was a motion to dismiss, all kinds of motions. Obviously, Gary Cardone, Monica, and Chargebacks are going to fight this. So when they're entitled to fight it, but now this is something I want you to see. This is a substantive RICO claim. And if you study RICO law, there's always predicate crimes. And so this Keto racket it names all the players. The lawsuit, we're going to switch over to the lawsuit now. So this names all the players, and this is an order to certify the class action. So the court reviewed it, and it says plaintiffs moved to certify a nationwide class. So this is now become a class action. And you have to define who the class is. And there was some arguments and give and take on who the class is. But this is a good way to understand what a class action is. And when it goes to Civil RICO, it's even worse. So this is 35 pages, and I'm just showing you that it was certified as a class action. And now we're going to go to the next document, which is, yeah, it's been certified. So let's go to the actual lawsuit. And okay, so this is the third amended class action complaint. And if you have any questions, just put Q. Patrick, ABC Mouse is owned by a different Scientologist. Yes. Well, no. What they did is they at ABC Mouse, after they paid the $10 million fine when Doug Dorian was alive, he agreed to he signed a consent decree in which he agreed not to engage in that behavior. And once you pay a $10 million fine and sign a consent decree, if you violate the consent decree, then the criminal stuff happens, and then you can take your company and put you in jail. So I don't know if the stress killed Doug or he had heart disease. I don't know what his cause of death was. So, so this is the complaint, and I think you should go to my blog. It's posted. It's a PDF you can download and read. But when you go through it, and I like reading this stuff, but there's certain certifications. And look at number 7. This action involves a form of fraud and cybercrime that has become increasingly common and lucrative across the internet. This particular scam, the Keto racket, was designed to lure consumers into purchasing worthless weight loss pills branded ultra fast keto boost and instant keto. And they had fake celebrities. They would actually just steal celebrities' names, and they would put pictures of celebrities, and the celebrity had no idea. So there was identity theft in it, and people would order it, and then they would get pulled in. You know, they thought they were paying $4.99 US money, and they would be billed 90, and then there would be other shipments because of the fake representments that chargebacks 9/11. And this explains the load balancing. So switching between merchant ID accounts. And then there's like a guy, one of the people named in there, but you can see, oh, it's right here. Now, I want you to go down to a sentence where it says wire fraud, bank fraud, money laundering. I'm having this problem on Adobe where I try to use the highlighter and it's not working. I've reloaded, reinstalled. So if you have a fix for that, let me know. Let me just undo that. So when you read this thing, here I'm gonna take it up front to the top. Okay, at the very top sentence, it says the injustice seeks to remedy, and we're going to go right here, is that both chargeback 9/11's methods of handling disputes, which involved wire fraud, bank fraud, money laundering, and the business it was knowingly helping its clients build, a cyber fraud operation, were illegal and injurious to the consumers like plaintiffs. So this got certified. The court said there's enough there to take this and to certify it as a RICO class action. That's racketeering. So the reason that Gary Cardone and Monica Eaton should be nervous is when this happened exactly, and I want to reiterate this, they are being accused of wire fraud, bank fraud, money laundering, and racketeering. And the predicate crimes for racketeering, for RICO, they're alleging bank fraud, wire fraud, money laundering. And this is, like I said, this is exactly what happened in GPB Capital. Civil lawsuits that were alleging criminal behavior. So, oh, I appreciate that, Wayne. I need to stay within I need to stay within PDF. That's just fix. I tried reinstalling, but that's a different thing. So when you get in a RICO lawsuit where you're accused of felony crimes that are punishable by 20 years in prison, David Gentile's conviction on wire fraud, that carries 240 months in federal prison. So this is serious shit. And it's all documented. This is a 160-page document. We're going to go back to the document. This is a 160-page document. and it lays out names. It names out all the people involved, the antecedent litigation, which I mentioned earlier, and the ringleaders. The ringleaders here you can see David Flynn and Ricky Joe James. What a name! Hi, Ricky Joe James here. I'm glad to help you with your online fraud. Got my friends over at Chargeback 911, and there's actually mentioned there's some old boy talking there about how do you do this? How do you keep the numbers down so low on chargebacks? Brightree Holdings Corp, Be More Global LLC, the Keto entities, and they actually allege that there was a formal written vendor-vendee contract between Chargebacks 911 and Brightree Holdings, which they have. There's a California suit as well, but they have Skype chats, they have logs, former employees, a prior complaint where chargebacks tried to admit that they weren't doing anything. Without admitting any blame, they paid a big fine and signed a consent decree, which that's going to come back to haunt them. It's prior bad acts. You have this guy here. You can see my mouse, Johnny DeLuca. Johnny DeLuca is an interesting player because I'm doing some investigation into Mr. DeLuca as a blogger. And I have to be careful to say what I'm doing as a blogger versus a PI. So Johnny DeLuca was really at one point, one of Chargebacks 911 customers wire transferred $400,000 to Johnny DeLuca, and he would sell these 99-cent ebooks. So another tactic, let me just go on the screen. Another tactic was dilution. So let's say that if you have 5,000 sales online and you've gotten too many chargebacks, well, Johnny DeLuca and Chargebacks 911 would sell this 99-cent ebook through a third party. And so suddenly you could sell 5,000 99-cent ebooks and bill them through third parties, and you would show 10,000 transactions instead of 5, and that kind of dilution. So whenever you see like a 99-cent ebook, it's a scammer likely wanting to dilute. So they have 5,000. If you could sell 5,000 more ebooks, then your chargeback rate goes down. So Johnny DeLuca, and I have more information on DeLuca that I'm going to talk about tonight. Johnny DeLuca and this whole cast of characters that Cardone and Eaton, defendants, Cardone and Eaton. So their value-added program was to charge you more money. And you can see this sentence right here. Oh, wait a minute. So they, where I'm pointing, it said that they need to triage to a lower ratio. I suggest we get them on VAP. That's that value-added program. Where DeLuca comes in and he sells these ebooks for 99 cents. And so it's kind of interesting how this all started with two women who got ripped off. And why I really like the plaintiffs, because they were just two women out there who got ripped off, and they did something about it. They said, fuck no, I'm not going to allow these scammers to take $99 from me. Just on principle. You said it would be $4.99. I get charged $90 and I don't get my money back. Oh, really? This is a case of the new catchphrase, fuck around and find out. And I really like these plaintiffs because they said, no, I'm going to do something about it. And so not only Federal Trade Commission involved, but now it's a Civil RICO. So you rip off the wrong people, they're going to do something about it. Common, everyday people who get ripped off for $90. Now their Civil RICO could be $70 million in damage, trebled to $210 million. So fuck you is what they said to criminals. And that's the attitude I take. Fuck you, we'll fight back. And it took a couple years, but never underestimate your own power to dig in, get help, go to a law firm, do this. I mean, this is, yeah. Well, yeah, because they have all the email addresses. They were able to get the records. That was part of, that's part of it. Yeah. So this is why This is why you fight back. I've always been a believer. I hate injustice, getting ripped off. I'll tell you a story about something that happens. But the defendants here, this business, they give the addresses and these revenue recovery services. Now, sometimes they're legitimate credit card chargeback fraud. And on Amazon, for example, if you buy something, say a spare can for your e-meter, this was just laying to hand. If you buy a spare can and it doesn't work, and it works properly, but you don't want to pay for it, but it was only $6, you'll say that it was defective. And normally the merchant is not worth shipping back because you have to offer free returns. So they'll let you keep it and you get your $6. That's internet shoplifting. That's a cost of doing business. So there's legitimate times where someone will try to, stiff a legitimate business for $90 or $100 or whatever. And there's legitimate times businesses fight back. And that's why the legitimate part of fighting chargebacks, there's a market because there's legitimate credit card fraud. People buy something and they don't want to pay for it. So, but when you have companies like Chargebacks 9/11 that see there's a lot of money in helping scammers, well, now they help scammers, and now they're going to run into a buzzsaw. So anyway, this goes through it, and there's a lot of. I've been on LinkedIn, and I got to tell you, LinkedIn is such a great open source thing, because I'm reading the people mentioned here. Some of the employees who worked for Gary and Monica. I've checked them online. There's a shipping order. When they received it, it came from a post office box in Tampa. I'm sorry, a post office in Tampa with no price, no breakdown. So it says here, Miss Seiler was never able to recover her money. Plaintiff Charlene Bavinkoff had a similar experience. So, you want to lose some weight, and then you get ripped off, and look what happens. And this is a really exceptionally well-written lawsuit. And for anyone who's in, who wants to see how the technical part of it works, this is a really well-written lawsuit. But the cast of characters, and this is what I predict, the cast of characters here, in that some of them have a lot to lose. So if this goes criminal, when do they start turning on each other? And so I won't go through the long legal document, but it's so rich in detail. It's so rich in detail because they have Skype messages. And so, this is $1, the Keto, they're selling the $1 book. And that's part of the scam. So anyway, I could go on and on, but you can see this in bold. The guys I spoke with have teams that can help with the actual transactions, but essentially we flood our MIDs, our merchant ID accounts, with say 250,000 $1 transactions. Presto, change back ratio, it's under 1%. And so the scammers would, say, hey, look, chargeback. The word got around Scammerville. The word got around Scammerville that Chargeback 9/11 was run by people who would play ball. And they have these conversations, and boy, don't you hate when criminals put stuff in writing, and 80.84 says the scheme got off to a fast start. On 27 September 2019, one day after wiring Mr. DeLuca over 300,000, Mike Campbell told Mr. Flynn there were 19,500 ebooks sold. So they were surprised. So this dilution worked really well. Now, Nicholas Carroll is named down here. Yes, you're correct. Must have a legal team with RICO consumer. This filing is solid. Yeah, it very much is. You can look at Nicholas Carroll on LinkedIn. And again, that's why I'm saying this is a public document. I'm not going to show Nicholas Carroll, but he's in this industry. And that's why when you put faces to names and look at work experience. So you're going to work with Johnny DeLuca. work with a guy named Johnny DeLuca. Um, oh yeah, I never buy anything on Facebook. Um, what I do is I call, and I would have to pick it up in person. And if I like, let's say if I want to buy something on Facebook, here's my rules. I meet at a Starbucks, and during the day, and I have to know their actual phone number, address, and I verify them. So I don't ever do anything over shipping. I meet to pick up something. I bought some stuff on Facebook, but again, it's someone who's been on Facebook for a long time. You meet me at a Starbucks during the day, and people have you just protect yourself. If you're selling anything, you can use Facebook Marketplace, but you also have to be aware there's scammers. So again, you meet at a public place and you take cash, no checks or anything, or you meet them at their bank, or you can meet at the police station. You say, no, I'm only going to meet you at a police station if you're selling something, because police stations have parking lots. So let me see what I have. Oh yeah, I wanted to just share with you. There's the plea and forfeiture agreement for Global Krishna. I wanted to show you this thing that's cracked me up. Okay, so meanwhile, now let's go out of the real world of law and getting your ass kicked in that lawsuit. Let's go over to see what. In the meantime, in Scammerville, let's see what Monica's doing, because this was kind of fun. I wanted to show you what's going on over on their website, because you should always look like, okay, so Monica Eaton loves to give herself awards, and a lot of these things. So when you go over to Chargebacks 911 or CB 911, and I'm wondering if they changed it to CB 911, because I don't know, but no, here it says chargebacks. Okay, so they get award. Chargebacks 911 has been awarded Best Card and Payment Service Initiative overall. Awarded by who? So Monica, like, she gets so many awards, and look at that. She makes sure that she gets awards, and she's busy. Most innovative merchant services solution. But you know what? This lawsuit's not anywhere on their website. But there was an award here, if I can find it. This was a really funny award. So she's just highly awarded businesswoman. Look at that. Oh, here it is. This is what cracked me up. Now, this is the Globee Business. These are these bullshit awards you can buy. So Chargeback 911, the Corporate Social Responsibility Champions of 2023 were awarded a Silver Globee Award. That's not even a real award. You buy those. Corporate Social Responsibility Champions, Monica, Gary, they don't get hit with Civil RICO that could go to $210 million. That's incompatible. A corporate social responsibility, getting Civil RICO, getting your ass sued in front of God and the whole world. So they didn't even win the gold medal. They won a Silver Globee. And I was looking up Globee. This is like Scientology TV wins these telly awards, these like fake awards that you buy. And so to read their website, they won a Globee. So you must be in good hands. But meantime, the so you should give yourself a Globee award. If you're feeling down about your business or something, there's always an award you can buy. We take the guesswork out of chargeback management. Yeah, by using Johnny DeLuca. Look at this. Oh my God, this is such bullshit. Chargebacks 911 has been shortlisted for Anti-Fraud Solution of the Year. No, wait a minute, Monica. Wait a minute, dear. You are being sued in Civil RICO, and you're getting Anti-Fraud Solution of the Year. What was that, to get rid of Johnny Luca? I mean, this is always where you can tell. See, this is where This is how can I help? Oh yeah, look at this little robot. How can I help? Okay. I'm gonna put I am a merchant. Okay. We're gonna do a chat. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna write my message. Why is CB 911 being sued in a civil RICO? Let's ask the robot while we're on line in a civil. Since we're right here, we might as well. Let's ask the robot if it will help us. Why is, see my question, lower right-hand corner. Why is chargebacks 911? I'm going to enlarge this, so we're going to talk. So you can see my question I'm asking them. Okay, so we're going to submit my question. In case we get disconnected. Sure. You can have my email address. Why are we being sued in a civil RICO? You can just, I'm just reaching out because you can see that I would trust this, a Globey winner. Yeah. How can I help you today? Well, I already asked you my question. Why are you being sued in a civil RICO? It looks like, and I asked, why are you being sued in a civil RICO? Okay, so it says, thanks. Why is he being sued in a civil? Yes. How can I help you today? It doesn't answer the question. It doesn't even answer the question. Okay. I would like to learn more about your chargeback management solution. Okay. Do I receive? Okay. I'm going to say that like I'm a friend of Johnny DeLuca. So if I were a scammer, I get 500 chargebacks. Chargebacks are the worst out of, I'm going to just put in that I have, let's put a bunch of numbers in there, like 1 million. Just put a high number. Check if a human is available. Is it okay if someone calls you? No, I want to chat. Okay. Someone will reach out to you soon. You can book a meeting here. Wow. And it ends my chat. So you can see their intake. Instead of answering my question, this is just a capture of information. So Monica's charge bot, and by the way, she is a Globey winner, as I mentioned, and she was shortlisted for Anti-Fraud Solution of the Year. This is a crack up, shortlisted. That's like when you say that you're shortlisted over here on the left. Chargebacks 911 has been shortlisted. That means you didn't win the prize. You're just on the short list. You know, I was shortlisted for many awards. I didn't win any of them, but I was shortlisted. Okay, so wait, they didn't win. Yeah, they won a Silver Globey. So, how is it not illegal for this company to even exist? That is a great question. Why weren't they shut down in the earlier action? That was my question. Why weren't they criminally charged and the company shut down? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the prestige of Globies. Yeah, maybe you're right. It's like maybe the feds went, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. These are Globey winners. We have to be careful here. Question, Jeff. There are small advertiser funded specialty publications for small businesses. Many of them ask you to apply and write your own reward. It is a scam of sort. And, you know, I have a thing in my Scientology manuscript of Hubbard paying to get listed. There used to be a prestigious book in America called Who's Who in America. And I don't even know if it exists anymore, but you paid money to be listed in Who's Who in America, and then you would buy a copy. So if you wanted to like have your name up there, they would Who's Who in America would publish, like if you were a Rockefeller, they would publish you for free. And then if I were just L. Ron Hubbard in 1947, when I was broke and asking for psychiatric help from the Navy, he actually paid to get a Who's Who listing in America, and I have that listing. And that's like the last pre-Dianetics biography that Hubbard offered of himself before he suddenly got famous in 1950 overnight and had to have a biography. So that Who's Who doesn't make him I mean, he brags about some stuff, but I have the last honest one. Um, I was shortlisted for a university degree. Shortlisted, but that's impressive. Was it what kind of degree was it in? Globee Award administration? Should we give ourselves a made-up Globee Award? Well, Globee's already made up. E. Stuart Mills. Uh, well, E. Stuart Mills. I've been busy lately. I want to. Hey, I was shortlisted for Asshole of the Century. E. Stuart Mills is going to probably be on Friday, and I have a feeling on this. On the case of Emily Armstrong, we'll just improvise. I have the E. Stuart Mill glasses. Lenny Riefenstahl made some very good films for a national leader in the 1930s, 1940s. Lenny Riefenstahl was a filmmaker. She's very talented. She worked for an elected president of a European nation and made some really good films. And we feel that a comparison between Lenny Riefenstahl and Emily Armstrong of Lincoln Park, we feel that that's a very good comparison. That talent is what counts, not the milieu or the country or the dictator for whom you worked. I think E. Stuart Mills would do something like that. But let me jump out of that. I think Friday, E. Stuart Mills is going to do a thing on the Lincoln Park and other debacles, including this one. So Globies are totally legit. The process is confidential and secure by Dewey Cheatham and now. That's right. Found a listing for 2020 of who. Oh, so they're still Helen. Hi. So they're still doing Who's Who in America. Okay, I didn't know that. I was like, my grandmother was listed in 3 Who's Who. Yeah, I don't have any family members. I just come from humble origin. It's like that was stuff. It was like when I was a kid growing up. If you were a rich person, you could buy your kids a set of encyclopedias because they were super expensive, thousands of dollars in today's number adjusted for inflation. So we never had encyclopedias. We'd have to go to the library. So the Globee Awards. Oh yeah. This is Gary Cardone. I'm going to share this. This is on LinkedIn, and there's a picture of he and his family. He's with Monica and the kids, and I'm not going to show the picture because it's not fair to their kids. So I want to show you what. So anyway, a Globee Award. Go buy yourself one. If you have to feel better, buy 3 or 4. And then when you buy the Globee Awards and you get it, then you can do a chargeback saying it's not a real award. And I'm wondering if Gary and Monica have the contract for the Globee Awards. If Chargebacks 911 fights chargebacks when, hey, I got this Globee Award. I had distinctly ordered a gold Globee and I got a silver. I'm doing a chargeback. I wonder if they have the contract for the Globee Awards. It would make sense that like, hey, I'll buy Globee Awards from you, but I need your chargeback business. They probably do it that way. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you this thing. So let's stop that screen. And Gary, we're going to have a homily from Gary. That's a great religious word, a little homily. I mean, they made 70 million in scams they couldn't fork over for the gold Globee. That's a good point. Char. If I blend your name today, it's Carmichael, but Char. That's a good point. They couldn't get a gold. Wow. Well, I want to charge back because I ordered the gold and I received the silver Globee. Not any good. Okay, so our homily with Gary Cardone. Now, let me get into character. Next up, I'm very glad to have an OT8 from Clearwater there at Flagland Base, a very distinguished Globee Award winner, Gary Cardone. And did I mention that he's won many, many Globee Awards along with his former wife? And he never had a second wife, nor did I. But distinguished Globee winner, an OT8, Gary Cardone has some words of wisdom for you. and we're going to share them here. So let's get Gary's word. Now, remember, this is verbal tech. This is not source. It's nothing written by Aaron Hubbard. I am the author of the textbooks of Scientology. This is just some things that Gary wanted to share. Okay. Now, this is Gary. This is on Gary. So Gary on LinkedIn. And like I said, I'm not showing you the whole thing. You can find it on his page because I don't want to show his kids. That's not fair to them. Okay. So Gary Cardone says this photo of he and his family, quote, "This was 3 years ago to the day. I could say so much about this picture and what the picture looks like today, but I will save that for later." But he likes his exclamation points. Wow. Over caffeinated or something. He says, continues, "Life is wonderful when one lives honestly and on purpose, but it's not easy. Far from it! Exclamation point. I shall write a book about all the mistakes made as one may perceive the family's journey from one picture that was all treat and no tricks. And that would be deceiving as there is much sacrifice to live as an entrepreneur / disruptor, much less a family trying to do it," unquote. Yeah, Gary, you're going to mention this RICO lawsuit and you staring at the ceiling at night, wondering if the FBI is going to kick in your door at 6, like they did to David Gentili and Jeffrey Schneider. So there's a homily from Gary. Globey winner tells us that we have to live. Life is wonderful when one lives honestly and on purpose and stays the fuck away from Johnny DeLuca. And anyway, there you go. So I thought that was really, really like, so Globey, and life is wonderful. Yeah, your lawsuits show it's probably shit, but I love that you have e-meter pieces hanging around. Well, what I did is I was doing a thing, and what I was doing is I was showing the e-meter, the printed. I was showing the e-meter what the printed circuit boards on back look like to show you the. This is like a 2000 era patent. Hang on. So I have been going through explaining the e-meter. It's just Scientology is reducible to printed circuit boards. And this is supposedly the MEST object that can detect body things, which are immaterial. So how a MEST device can detect a spirit? And it's kind of a, these are like, and I made the point that these are like, this is not bad. It's been flow soldered, this is not bad. It's like consumer grade stuff you could get at Best Buy back in 2000, but it has no surface mount. Somebody said, no, I was saying this was a certain thing. And they said, no, that the newer one has surface mount. But anyway, this is like not a medical device by any means or a scientific device. It's just a consumer grade. It's $5,000 and it's injection molded. And that's what Scientology is reducible to on one level. And the, so I had this, I just haven't cleaned my desk, and that's the back part of it. So that's the inside back of a meter. So I think it's good to have a disassembled e-meter around. And there's a charging, and then there's like a telephone jack here. And I think the telephone jack, and I really, somebody sent me a thing saying, no, you got it wrong. But the telephone jack, I still aver to the person who emailed me, and please correct me if I'm wrong. I still think that I have the new Quantum Mark 8 in the body of a Quantum. And I'm having a very friendly discussion. I always appreciate, but this is the Quantum meter. But I always like, ever since I've been a kid, I love taking stuff apart. I just love I love deconstructing things, taking things apart, whether they're corporations or meters or equipment. I love to take stuff apart, and I love older stuff too. I'll tell you a story from my childhood. Hello, Ron, it's for you. Ron Hubbard, how may I help you? Mary Sue, I told you never to call me again. I'm at the HCO. You're out of prison, and I'm glad to send you checks every month through my communicator, my LRH communicator. Please don't call me, and especially at work. No, I'm doing a live stream, Mary Sue. Well, I think you'll find the flashlight is in the kitchen drawer, but the batteries are dead, so I will send Neville Chamberlain over with some. Okay, but please don't call me again. You're a convicted felon, and it's not my fault. You pulled it in. You almost ruined me. Oh, L. Ron Hubbard shouldn't talk about that Snow White, especially on. Okay, so anyway, I try to be serious, and I always have to goof around. That's what people don't get sometimes. Like I've done something really serious, and then I just mess it up. I start goofing around. Okay, but you have to, after reading that stuff about all that fraud, these people could go to jail. Exclamation point. Our next Globee Award winner. Okay, I'm just going to go through, and Muds Kipper is our Globee Award winner for tonight. So you don't get to have this physically, but spiritually. This is awarded. Muds Kipper is our Silver Globee Award winner for tonight. Very good. I just picked someone at random because I can. That's the power of. Yeah, it's kind of fun to goof. I'm glad you can appreciate that. So, but I have all kinds of this is like, I have a couple of offices, and this is the one where I do work, but I like to some of my electronics work. I see if I have anything interesting. Oh, it's upstairs. I have a bag I carry around. I've got this really cool new scanner. It's so amazing. It's an amazing scanner. Just don't goof the floof. No, you don't want to. And it has been found that jokers and degraders will goof the floof in any Scientology organization. They are to be slammed into extreme ethics conditions because, here's your warranty registration card, by the way. When you get a meter, mark Super 7 Quantum, and I still think it has the Mark 8 guts. There's your warranty registration. You fill it out, and you mail it by business reply to Hubbard. Here, let me take it. Okay. You mail it to the Hubbard Electrometer Manufacturing Department, Golden Era Production, 6331 Hollywood Boulevard. But they make meters, or they were making meters out at the base. Anyway, that's what your warranty. So you have to put your serial number for your meter, and it's marked. Wait a minute. It's marked important document so that you know it's an important document. That's Scientology begins with the premise that everyone is stupid, that everyone's really stupid, and you have to learn how to learn, and you have to know how to know, because you don't know how to know, and you don't learn how to learn. Even though Scientology uses all the WOG science, these are internet, our semiconductors, all stuff we WOGs invented. And 6812E Falf edition e-meter. Oh, that's Stephen Falf. Yeah, that's Stephen Falf built. That's funny. 6812. Yeah, that would cause permanent exteriorization. I was what's the let go energy like? If it's over like 50 MA, you can't let go. Oh yeah, that one. That's the one Hubbard had Stephen Falk build him so he could go exterior. Holy shit! They included a warranty. Word clear warranty registration. What do they warranty? What do they warranty anyway? I can't read. They warranty. It says this meter is not to be used in religious revivals or carnivals. It's not dishwasher safe, and it's not to be used to conduct seances, even though Hubbard did use his first meter, Volney's meter, if you Google electropsychometric scouting battles of the universe on YouTube, you'll hear Hubbard and Mary Sue doing the world's first electronic seance on Volney Matheson's e-meter. It's kind of quite a hoot. I can't read this. They warranty it for something, but I just can't read it. I don't have my glasses on. It's guaranteed to standardly perform to specifications for 12 months. So it'll work for 12 months standardly. I don't know what the specifications are like what happens, and how would you even know if your e-meter failed to detect BTD, body weight and density? I mean, can you use it on a tomato? You can. Would you? Oh, Hubbard been there, done that. I mean, Hubbard did it for us. Squirrel Tech voids warranty. Ooch, yeah, good to see you, CLB Bill. That's right, Squirrel Tech. That will void the warranty. So, you just don't be doing that stuff with it. So there you go. Gary Cardone, twin brother Grant Cardone, is in a heap of trouble. And I think we'll just share that again. Yeah, look at this dramatic thing. I'm going to show one more screen that's so dramatic. Can I get an extended warranty with that? With what? With your Globee Award? You should get an extended warranty with your Globee Award. After all, you are paying for it. I need a Globee Award. Brandonic, order me like 12 Globee Awards. For excellence in broadcasting. Oh, that's his term. Just order me, like I need, oh no. I see, it's not dishwasher safe. You didn't read in Word Clear. You didn't method 9 Word Clear where it says it's not dishwasher safe. That's what you get, you stupid silly wog, for not reading and Word Clearing your warranty. So now they're not going to replace it because you put it in the dishwasher. It's not dishwasher safe. You don't use an e-meter for religious revivals or carnivals. It's not a toy. And so I'm sorry, they're not going to honor it. 5,000 and it craps out after a year. Well, they're only going to stand behind it for a year, and then I think is it 2 years? I forget the period, 1 or 2 years. You have to send it in to be calibrated, and with this one you get this calibration doodad. This is our calibration resistors. Tone arm, what does it say? 2 to 5,000. So this is courtesy of Hubbard Electrometer Manufacturing. So you just plug it in and you can calibrate it. But these are one of the doodads that come with it. What does it say? Calibration resistors. Use the calibration. I need my glasses. Per the e-meter or something on the something on Book of E-meter drills. Okay, let's get this closer. I want to show you I always like looking at the actual hardware. Copyright 1996, CSI, Church of Scientology Incorporated, all rights reserved. Well, actually, that's weird because the Church of Spiritual Technology has the patent. There's a patent holder. I guess CSI is the assignee. All rights reserved. Hubbard and e-meter are trademarks and service marks owned by Religious Technology Center and used with permission. Wow, David Miscavige had to give his permission to put that statement on even down to the resistors. That's how much control he has, is that unless RTC approves it, you can't even put Hubbard electrometer. David Miscavige has to approve every little last thing. I have those. They used to be loose resistors taped to a card. I have those, and I always keep those to hand. Every Scientologist is supposed to have 2 meters in case when you're on solo knots, one breaks. Because if you're in the middle of a virulent BT cluster and your e-meter fails because you used it in the dishwasher, because you didn't read your warranty registration. So this is an older one I had out for the purposes of showing I called this the American Blue, and then when someone in my audience said, "No, that's the British, whatever, the British version," so I defer to them. But this was an early one, and I happen to have the those are the calibration resistors. Can I get that? Can I get my camera? The Church of Scientology of California, calibration resistors, courtesy of Hubbard Electrometer Manufacturing. Well, for 5,000, they should give you some courtesy resistors. So there you go. So this is like, you hook this up. I have a collection of occult appliances, as I call them, occult appliances. So this is a pretty cool box. This is the one William Burroughs is seen using. There's a famous picture when William Burroughs, author of Naked Lunch and other works, was in the church. There's a picture of him. Yeah, they're like a dime, but they're going to give them to you courtesy. I have to wait for my camera to come back in focus. It like the e-meter put it out of focus. Well, it'll acquire my image. So if I'm a little bit blurry, it's my camera. Oh yeah, I was going to show you one more thing, and then we're going to end up because we're over an hour. It's not like I have a bedtime or anything, but okay, I've got to go walk my dog. Okay. Oh yeah, I just want to show you a dramatic image. Oh, this was something that I wondered if I'm going to go on a tangent here, but you guys don't care. I want my camera to go back in. Is it me or no, it's the camera? It didn't like the close-up, so it has to recalibrate. I'm going to use my intention, my thought. Okay. Before I leave you, the bad news. The bad news is if it can't get any worse. Oh, where is it? Company with oh, this is funny. This is a guy when I was studying the Globee Awards. Someone on LinkedIn put first place in the meaningless category. Because I Googled Globee Awards. I'd never heard of him. Company with most 2022 Globee Awards went bankrupt in 2022. So Eugene Slavin writes this really funny thing about first place in meaningless category. So even Globee Award winners went bankrupt. Globee Award winners can be victims of civil RICO lawsuits. I'm sorry, defendants in civil RICO lawsuits. So you have to. So anyway, on LinkedIn, this guy did this really funny article on what the Globies are and how you pay and how you do it. Not brought to you by the Boston Globe. They're trying to say that they're trying to create that. So you can get all these categories. You can nominate yourself, women in business, hundreds of subcategories. Oh, here it is. Someone mentioned this earlier. As for the nomination process, entrants are asked to submit either a 5-minute video or a 650-word essay amplifying their achievement. There's a 3-figure fee for each entry, and a company can enter multiple subcategories, thereby optimizing the Globie's revenue potential. The eventual winner, subdivided into gold, silver, and bronze, can then purchase e-certificates, electronic certificates, trophies, plaques, medallions, and other merch, starting at $60 and going all the way up to $550. So that's the scam. I'm nominating myself. I'll budget $5,000, and then I can have 10 gold Globies, I guess. Anyway, I think he did a really good job on this, but I liked the logo he created. But that's not what I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you something that should affect us all. There's some lag or latency. The Cardone brothers are Rico Suave. Yeah, they are. They're Rico Suave. Yeah, it's like that. Yeah, pay for recognition. And you know what? I don't know why the camera is stuck, but oh, there it is. Okay, went back into. I want to give you something sad. I'm eclectic and I read widely, so this is going to be sad. Get your hanky out. Get your hanky out. Is this it? Oh, yeah. I think this is it. I think this is it. Oh, yeah. This is, darn it. Okay. This is the sad news for those of us in the religious community. The Christian Post. Televangelist Benny Hinn's wife files for divorce again. July. I was just going through one to see what's happening to Benny Hinn, and his wife left him back in 2010 after he cheated with evangelist Paula White. And now look at her looking at him. She is not happy. She has hearts on her breast, but hatred in her eyes. Look at him. She's looking at him like, you scumbag. So now Benny Hinn and his wife Suzanne she's filed for divorce a second time. They got back together, but he has an address in Palm Coast, Florida, while she lives in Longwood, Florida, and hospital more than $1 million. That's not a lot of money. That's not a lot of money. Oh, look at this. So anyway, they're divorced again, and I think it's going to stick this time. And then Robert Jeffries identifies common misconceptions about the end times. And that's almost a video about nothing. Common misconceptions about the end times. Like, what does that even mean? because as I grew up in the Christian church, there was like the end times where the only argument was, and I was Assemblies of God, pre-trib, mid-trib, post-trib. That means that Jesus come before the Great Tribulation, the middle of the Great Tribulation, or after the Great Tribulation. So we were pre-trib, and that was the right. Same wife, he provided him with a prayer card until, oh no, that was Peter Popoff. Peter Popoff, his wife, he would have people fill out prayer cards and before the revival service, and then his wife would read them in his ear. So he would go up and say, "Your name is Nancy. You're afflicted with the diabetes. God wants to heal you." And his wife was whispering this in his ear, and a reporter brought a scanner and caught him. So he was so busted. Yeah, Peter Popoff. I can tell, Fat 5432, that you're struggling. You're struggling with the demon of, and then what? Demon of nicotine. The demon of nicotine has a hold of you. You can't put down those cigarettes. Pastor Benny Hinn's $8.1 million sanctuary in Dana Point. For fuck's sake. Wow. Dana Point's a nice place. That's really exclusive. I'm Gen X, which makes me premillennial. Okay, good. So I think that's fun. So enjoy your Globie Award, and we'll see who the winner is next time. I'll keep you up. I looked on Pacer today, but the court has, to go back to being serious, the court certified the class action, and they have given permission for the law firm to go ahead and contact everyone affected by it. So if you bought in that keto, you're going to get an email or a postcard. And if you want to go down to Dana Point and talk to Benny Hinn about his divorce and pray for him, I'm sure he could use it, but I think his wife is the thing. So that's it. That's big news. $70 million damages anticipated with trebled and money laundering, bank fraud, wire fraud. So does it go criminal? I think so. I could be wrong. The Federal Trade Commission let them go with a hand slap. I don't know why, but now that this law firm is coming in, that's my prediction. So we'll end with, I definitely need to know my misconceptions about end times. Yeah, that's kind of a weird thing. Common misconceptions about the end times. You know what? The idea in the rapture is that you would be here in the body, and then Jesus, you would be raptured up to heaven. It's all in First Thessalonians. And so you would be taken up to heaven. And I guess if you were driving your car and you were suddenly dematerialized by the Holy Spirit and pulled up to glory, your car would crash. And Jack Chick had this humorous track, which I don't have. I don't keep Chick tracks on my desk, of airplanes crashing and cars crashing because all the Christians were pulled up. They were dematerialized. So Jesus could come back at any time, we're told. And then also, Civil RICO is a reality for Gary Cardone and Monica Eaton, and chargebacks 9/11. And Johnny Luca is not getting out of it either. He's going to be named. So so much to talk about. Remember to fill out your warranty registration card if you haven't. No dishwasher. And for the Scientology Money Project, thank you so much for watching. Always love having you there. I'm glad we could decompress. So we're going to go out with some music. I hope you have an absolutely fabulous weekend. And oh no, it's Monday. I lost track of days. That can happen. I thought it was Sunday. Oh, that was the debate. Okay. Well, off for now, and hope you have a great rest of the week. And we're going to end. So we will see you Hepcats later. And what are we going to go out on? Let's go B-52 on you.